now without further ado, let me show you my PC specs. Here you go. I hope you can read that. If not, I can make that bigger for you. Okay? So, just to go through this, I get an Intel Core i7 CPU, 950 at 3.07 gigahertz. Okay? I've got 8 gigs of RAM. I was supposed to have 12, or actually, no, I take that back. I was supposed to have 16, but the guys who built this PC for me didn't know what they were doing, so it has 16 gigs of RAM installed inside, but only 8 gigs work.
On a regular basis, I am constantly asked, how much RAM do you need when building a gaming computer? So that's exactly what we're going to find out on this edition of A Little Bite of Tech.
Now I hear you all saying, Jay, those are synthetic benchmarks, they don't matter. Well, here I am in 64-player map on Battlefield 3, maxed out settings, and we're only using 3.67 gigabytes of system RAM. Now there's a few things that you can take away from this video right off the bat. One, 4 gigabytes is more than enough to play games. In fact, in the benchmarks you saw right there, there was no loss in frames per second at all in the real-world environment. And when it came to the benchmarks, yeah, it gained a little bit, but mostly that was because of the fact that we were using physics on the CPU, which directly uses the RAM. Who uses CPU physics these days? Nobody does. Graphics cards, if you have an NVIDIA, do all of the physics processing, and if you have AMD, well, you would need a second card anyway to do physics. You're not going to throw it onto your processor. It honestly felt a little bit snappier under 8 gigs than 4 gigs, but the difference was certainly minimal. It only shows in synthetic benchmarks, and as you saw in the real-world test with Battlefield 3, we weren't even using 4 gigabytes of the RAM. So you can get away with 8 gigabytes just fine if you're doing gaming. Just fine if you're doing gaming.
Okay. As you can see over here, I've got an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 460. Yeah, that old dinosaur piece of shit. Okay. And this is what we're working with today. Yeah, this is the PC that I do all that gaming on. So this is what I've been working with for years. And I didn't upgrade it because, quite honestly, I don't have a good setup here in order to do PC gaming. One of the major focuses that I have, okay, is to actually get a better PC. To get a PC with a great graphics card that can do dual monitor out without any kind of suffering of performance loss, that will be able to do direct capture with an internal capture card with no delay or frame loss, that can do 60 frames per second. I can't even capture 60 frames per second with this PC. It doesn't work. I've tried. I can't even capture at 1080p with this PC. I tried it, and it lags up. It's a slow piece of shit. This looks like shit. Oh my god, this looks awful. Oh my god! How am I supposed to drive this thing when I can't even fucking see? Are you kidding? Oh my god. It's funny because people on the stream are already saying that it's, people are already saying it's laggy. No, it's not. The game just fucking runs like this on my PC. The game literally runs like a piece of shit. Oh my god, here we go. Wow, I could not see anything. Oh my god! It looks even worse! It made it even worse, look! It's even worse, and it looks pixely as fuck. I guess we're not doing that. Dude, this is even worse. This is even worse than it was before. I think I gotta have to restart. I think fucking with the graphics settings fucked up the game. It actually looked better before I started fucking with the graphics. This is not 47 frames per second. Are you kidding me? It looks pixely as fuck, and it's running at like 15 frames per second. The performance test is complete bullshit. Oh, what are you doing, asshole? You fucking moron. This is why it's bullshit. Why the fuck? Stupid ass EA. Why the hell can't they just release the fucking beta for PS4 normally and let people play it instead of, oh, you needed to have Battlefield 4 installed. They were giving me all kinds of recommendations. Turn off your weapon DOF. What the fuck is that? This is why PC gaming is so complicated. You need to always be on top of stuff. You can't even have something, you know, how long did everyone have a PS3 and an Xbox 360? You know, 6 years, and you can still run the most recent games. This PC I've had for 3 years, and I can't even run anything anymore. I can only run stuff that really has no graphical requirement, when you think about it. Oh my god! Yes! We'll play it like this. Look, it's still bad. I'm on the lowest resolution scale, the lowest resolution possible. It's still bad. Yes, we'll play it like this. I think it's actually lower frame rate than it was before. Look at this. Yes. It's still slow. It's still bad. Alright, enough of this. This is fucking stupid. Seriously. This is a waste of time. Get out of this fucking piece of shit. Well, it can't run on my PC. I tried my best. I tried every possible situation. It cannot run on my fucking PC. It refuses to run at any kind of a reasonable resolution. So I guess we're done with this. The experiment is an utter failure. God darn it. Gosh darn it. You're not supposed to be hunched over in a tiny little computer chair, staring at a small PC monitor with headphones and a microphone on. That's not how you're supposed to play video games. Was something that had to happen. Now, I think in particular in this question, the guy said, why did you hate on people who used to do direct capture? So I'm going to address that so people don't say I pussied out, okay? What I said was I don't agree with people who their entire gaming existence is sitting squinting at a small computer screen in front of them with tiny headphones on, squinting and leaning over trying to play a game at their PC. I'm not saying that that's not the situation for some people. I know it is. I personally know a lot of people can't afford a big TV. They can't afford a surround sound system. And if that is your situation, then fine. I'm not hating on that person. What I'm saying is I don't feel that's the environment that gaming was meant to be experienced in. If that were the case, why are games have 5.1 surround sound that sounds amazing with the surround sound system and just okay in surround sound headphones? Why do they have these insanely high-res graphics and details? Because they want you to play it on a giant, vibrant TV and have it blow your mind, not on a small 18-inch monitor that has a low frame rate and it's, you know, you have to basically hunch over it to fucking play it. The particular people who I was addressing were people who became hugely popular all of a sudden on YouTube because they had this little face cam and they were hunched over their computer with their headphones, screaming into it like they were scared little ninnies, and it became this fad on YouTube to do this. So I was saying, no, I'm not going to adopt that just because a couple people did it and became insanely popular, and I don't actually like that setup, and I will say to this day, I do not like headphones. I like just listening to my surround sound better. But for the purposes of the overall quality of my videos, especially the visual quality, and that people wanted better visual quality, and with the new consoles coming out, I was going to have to do it. I decided to just make the jump and make the change pretty much overnight, and that's what happened.
Okay, just real quick then, I guess like more of like a yes or no, since you've addressed this enough. Then do you feel that people who do it that way are wrong? Just, I guess, do you feel that they're doing it the wrong way, and they shouldn't be bothered?
It's like I said, let me put it this way. If these people had unlimited money, don't you think they would run out and buy a big TV and a surround sound system too? You know what I mean? If you could have that in your living room, wouldn't you do it? More than likely, it's a matter of means. They don't have the means to do that. And I'm not hating on people who don't have enough money to go buy a surround sound system and buy a big screen TV and enjoy games the way that I have had the absolute luck and honor and privilege of the past several years when I was filming with my camera. But don't say that I'm doing it wrong. That's what was pissing me off. You're telling me I'm doing it wrong because I'm filming with a camera and I'm actually using all the things that this game was designed to be played on. That's absolutely ridiculous. No, what they're doing, if you're seeing people who are playing games hunched over their computer just for the fact because they want to direct capture and put videos on YouTube, they're doing it wrong. They're taking an experience out of the game that was meant to be experienced because they've decided, they made the active decision that they want to just make videos for YouTube. At that point, it becomes not gaming for gaming's sake, it becomes gaming for popularity's sake, and that's not something that I like. I like to play games because I enjoy games, not because I want to do it to make money. I never intended it to ever be something that was going to make me money. I just kind of happened into it by complete chance.
I think what captains and like a lot of people, and even I've had this question along with your views on like direct capture, specifically like people being hunched over a keyboard, is that, I mean, I can agree with like maybe other popular YouTubers out there like PewDiePie, or they have a gimmick of acting stupid in front of the camera, and that's how they're getting their views and stuff. I particularly wouldn't want to try to do that. That's not how I would ever try to entertain, and I could agree with you that you wouldn't want to do that either. I think what the main issue is that everybody plays games their own way, and I think what is off-putting, and what, at least as far as me, is like, I believe anybody has the privilege to play the game any way they want. If they want to wear headphones, if they want to sit back and relax in front of a big TV and have the surround sound on them, I mean, that's the way they was meant to game. So again, I'm not exactly sure if this is what Captain was trying to say in his question, but I think one of the things that's off-putting about that is telling people how they should play or how it is. You definitely have preferences. Everybody has their preferences. But I don't think it takes any away of the validity of their gaming experience because they prefer something different than you.
Well, the only thing I have to say to that is it brings an example into my mind of something that I heard recently, that someone went to one of Gordon Ramsay's famous restaurants, a steakhouse. And apparently this guy was like a reviewer. And he goes to the steakhouse, he orders the best cut of meat in the house, but he orders it well done, all right? Worst thing you can do to a steak. Eats the steak, goes home, and immediately writes a scathing review of the restaurant, saying the piece of meat was awful, it tasted bad. Gordon Ramsay responded and he said, you ordered the best cut of meat, which tastes best medium to almost, medium. Or raw, some people like it raw. He says, and then you complain. Like, what is your problem? Do you not know anything about food? So I kind of see it the same way from a gaming perspective. Here's a company, they took the time to do amazing voice acting, dialogue, background sounds, 5.1 surround sound, huge HD visuals, 720p, super detailed graphics. You choose to play the game on a tiny monitor, and again, I'm not saying that everyone chooses, I'm saying people that do this, they choose to play it on a tiny monitor with headphones on, scrunched over, and then they say the game's not good. Like, now wait a minute, how did you even say you played the game? You basically completely neutered the experience with your choices, and now you're going to shit on the game. So that's kind of the perspective that I have. I'm not saying that that's fair to everyone who is forced to experience these games in a way that maybe is not ideal, okay? But that's kind of my perspective on it.
Someone actually just said, what a man-child sore loser. I said it was a good connection, I don't know how to play Elena, and P-Dog beat me, and he called me a man-child sore loser. Enjoy your permanent ban, you fucking idiot. DESTR94 on the stream says, Phil needs to control his anger and not lash out on people on stream chat, just give them more reason to hate them. Fuck you, sir! Fuck you! Okay, like I give a fuck. I love the idiots in the fucking chat. All you have to do is block! Yeah, that's why he 360. Because I did block.
In the glory and adoration that comes with being
Just because you're a fucking idiot who watches streams doesn't mean you know how to play the fucking game, dumbass.
the stage of battle
I love
is
idiots
set.
who watch fucking armchair quarterbacks. They're sitting on their fucking sofa eating Doritos, gonna tell me how to play the
battle
game.
has begun. Fight!
So now you can as you live in your mom's basement, you can celebrate by eating your whole fucking bag of Doritos and chugging down your fucking Fanta